Welcome to our Truth Shot segment where we bring short, unfiltered doses of truth and inspiration to light your path. Today's episode is titled, Stop Selling Yourself Short. Your truth isn't for sale. This is brought to you by Destinnee is by Choice Support Services because your journey, your voice, and your truth matters. We are your hosts and co-host Destinnee, and Eric is behind the camera today, guys.
Hi.
And I have a special guest by the name of Angie Dillon. She is my cousin and also the owner of New Genesis Hair Salon and so many other titles. Before we get started, I want to just say that Eric, Angie was the one when she came here to Roanoke. She met me in the height of my craziness as a teenager. And she was the person that basically saw me and was like, you got two choices. Either you can keep doing what you're doing and end up where you're going to end up, or you can change this around and do better. And she helped nurture and guide me into doing better because I was a hot mess. But she saw pieces of me in her.
That's it.
In her story.
That was the link. That I saw me. Okay. And so where everybody else shied away, didn't really want to deal with Destiny, and it was like, why not gravitate to something that you can relate to? You know, sometimes people don't know how to relate to different situations because if you've never been there, you don't know what the triggers are and what the patterns are. So when I got here, where everybody else was like, oh, Destiny, no, I love that part of her because it was real and I could be my real self, you know, so we connected.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Well, good evening, ladies. Thank y'all for coming and doing this episode. I believe it's going to be well received, and I believe it's needed. I like poetry, and it's a poem called Our Deepest Fear, and I'm going to read it to y'all so y'all can build off of that because I believe that is a good starting point. So, our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are not inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who you're not to be. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about it, shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Amen. Amen.
So, mothers, they the world's nurturers. Everything that is possible has come through a woman, you know, one way or another. You know, coming from a single parent home, my mom, I see that what it takes to be a strong woman, and getting to know both of y'all, I know that y'all two alpha females, you know.
Two peas in a pod.
Yes. And knowing what y'all have going on in y'all not y'all personal life, but y'all business life. I know it could be a lot. I know it takes a lot. But where do you find the balance? Where do you find your strength? And what is the most important lesson that you're learning from y'all experience?
I would have to say for us, from our journey, that growth is continuous. There was times, like I said, in my younger times, I'm saying that, but I'm only 33, but there was times that we had come to Jesus meetings. Because people would reach out to her. Either I put something on Facebook or I said something and she would be like, so we need to have a conversation.
What's wrong?
And I think for both of us, as I was growing, she was growing as well. which was hard because we are two peas in a pod, and a lot of people don't know, but when they see us, they think she's my blood cousin, but her husband is my blood cousin.
Okay. I thought that too.
No.
Wow.
She is in the family because of my actual cousin Rick. But everybody thinks she's the like, oh, you're the cousin, and they're like, no. She's like, no, I'm from Georgia.
Okay.
But where I would say I find my strength is, I think, seeing from things that she's gone through, and seeing how she does not bend and she does not conform. That's how I find my strength, because if you know some of the things that she's been through, it would, for me, I think the hardest part was seeing what you went through with Brandon, and publicly having that humiliation. Her son's picture was in the newspaper,
and she took it worse than I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess for me at that particular time, I was coming into my ministry. So I was kind of sort of like, okay, it's okay. We know the situation did happen. We know people going to have their opinion about it. But what we got to do is just put it all in God's hands. Mm-hmm. And Destiny was like, no, they need to take it out. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. We're not even going to worry about it. But it's strange because we've always been close. When the situation happened with my son, I was in a foreign country on a cruise. And the only person that I could think of to call was Destiny. Mm-hmm. And I told her what it was that I needed. And in fact, it was actually 3 years to when my mom passed away that incident happened. And she did everything. She took care of everything until I came back. Bond hearing. Hey, tell him, put him on suicide watch, because I'm not there. He gonna lose his mind. He can't talk to his mama, and him not being able to get in contact with me is going to cause him to lose his mind. But also, him and Destiny was very close. Yeah. So he knew that she was going to be the one to be my eyes and my feet and, my mouth until I got back to a place. So that, brought, some comfort, for him. But it was, a difficult, situation. But I would have to say, for me, realizing at 51, generational, we used to say generational curses, but I've learned it's generational habits. So I had to learn to break some generational habits. So being married to her cousin for 28 years.
Wow.
A lot of that time, I didn't allow him to be the man he needed to be. Not because he wasn't showing me that he couldn't fit the position, but it was because of what I had seen. So in my family, it was single women. Mm-hmm. So it was nothing for us to tell you to go about your business. Mm-hmm. We can handle these kids. Yeah, we had these kids. You do what you need to do. But at the same time, you don't have to stay. And I even told my husband that. It's okay. I'm not going to talk about you. I'm used to this. I've seen this. This is all around me. But for some reason, he wouldn't take the out. Even though I know how to put some stuff together to make you feel like you should have chose what was behind door number one. But since you decide to stick and stay, here is where we are. But I had to realize, and it took me COVID, having a conversation with my brother, to realize my problem, and I can admit it on camera, that I was easily to be offended. When you wear your feelings on your shoulders, you respond different. Everything is an attack. Yeah. Everything is an attack. So, me and Destiny, and knowing that presentation is everything, is not really what you say to us, it's how you say it to us, because we can take it and depict it, and now it's a problem when it didn't really have to be a problem. But because you don't know where we have come from. So I guess losing some casual friendships, because the meaningful ones, they stick and stay. But the ones, the fly by night, as soon as you say something crazy, now all of a sudden they don't want to have nothing to do with you. Those were the ones that needed to be weeded out, because at the time, I'm not changing me. And it's crazy, y'all title is that I don't know how to change me, because it's my makeup. You know, so it's one of those things where now I kind of give you the instructions of saying, hey, beware. This is not going to work. Or learning how to digest. That's the hardest part.
So let me ask you a question. Because I was thinking about that earlier. What's the hardest part of not being so independent?
The hardest part.
Now, because there are some women now being raised with the same mentality that's been instilled in the women of the last generations. You know, like, you know, because especially in the black community, when I was a kid, they would do housing inspections to see if any men clothes
was there.
Was in the apartment. You know, so that was the divide and conquer thing. So I mean, what do y'all think? You know, like.
So with the independence thing, I think it takes a special person to deal with who you are.
Yeah.
So I had to finally admit, because a lot of it started with me, you know, and I had to tell my spouse, this is where I come from. It's kind of hard to break what you've seen for so long, and for him not to take the out. You know, was several times where it's easier not to deal with you, so I'm gonna take the out. But for some reason, God sent a different person to help me with what I was, you know, going through. So I even tried to give him an out 7 years ago. So I've been cussing and fussing and fighting and all this crazy stuff, telling him, read your mind. So the God started dealing with me. So God said, if you don't change your attitude, you're going to either end up in jail or you're going to have to come to me. So I said, I thought it was 4 choices usually. I only get 2. So started talking about it. Me and Destinnee started playing one day about ministry. Playing, you know. But I didn't know that God was planting a seed at that particular time. So I said, well, he didn't go in my 20s. He didn't leave in my 30s. Now I'm in my 40s. Now he got a way out. Ministry. So I told my husband, I need to have a conversation with you. He's like, okay. This is your time out. I'm sure nobody really wants to be married to a preacher, and I have no choice. I have no choice. With tears in my eyes, I say, it's okay. I'm not going to talk about you. We just going to tell people something came up in life and you just went the other way. You know, hey, I'm thinking, hey, he done went through everything, my teen, 19, 20, 30. He going to take this out because it's a peaceful out. The other outs were not as peaceful. It was, God. And he said to me, he called you, not me.
Yeah.
So there again, I had to realize what I actually had that had watched me grow to where I am to this day, because generational habits they're hard.
And that's,
Okay.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was going back to what Eric was saying. Being so independent, I think comes from a lack. I really think it comes from a lack. And so if you've always seen your mom deal with one income until you're fully grown, she finally got married, you live your life that way as if that person takes that out. I got to be able to maintain. So instead of realizing that I really had a helpmate, he was really just not really a side, but to me mentally, we weren't together. It was me and him, and then we come together at some point, if that makes sense. But I didn't give him the credit until the maturity came. And I can honestly say, because I had these conversations with him, thank you for not giving up when you could have.
Yeah.
You know, so I think independence comes from the lack of not having. And sometimes my husband tell me, "You just too independent. You don't need me for anything." It's a difference between needing, and it's a difference between wanting. I want you. I don't want you to feel like I need you, because the mentality is not there that I'm ever going to tell you that I need you. I'm going to always say that I want you.
Yeah. But I think also the independence come from, like, where I think that's a part of us that we try not to let go of us because of so much stuff that has happened in our in our life, and we like, if I can hold on to one thing, it gotta be that, because if not, I feel like I lose a part of me. But I also think that, like you said, it takes a special person to come in and like, not say give me a heart and do this, but like slowly be like, okay, I'm gonna reach for it, right? And then I'm gonna slowly like take it back. And I think that's where you come into that maturity level. And so people think that like love happens automatically, or this happens automatically, or the change happens automatically, but it takes like slow progress going in and then also coming out. Just sitting here listening, we need to do a part 2 with her, because it's a lot. That wraps up today's Shoe Shine segment of Stop Selling Yourself Short. Your truth isn't for sale. Powered by Destinnee is by Choice Support Services. Remember, your destiny is by choice, not by chance. Until next time, keep walking in your truth. And I want to thank you for coming on here and dealing with us. I think that just sitting here listening, we need to do a part 2.